This is Travis Wayne Goodsell. I checked the Deseret News. It's in their faith section, which this doesn't qualify as a faith article. This has to do with Russia. They're deporting 2 Latter-day Saint volunteers, in other words, missionaries, because they don't have missionaries in Russia anymore. They have to be regular people volunteering. So this is a map of the area. Salt Lake City. 2 young Latter-day Saint volunteers who local police have detained in Russia since last week are being deported, according to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons. Many people have reached out regarding the status of our 2 volunteers in Russia. Missionaries. At this time, they remain in custody while their deportation is being processed. The young men are in good spirits, are being treated well, and are in regular contact with their mission president. See, there it is, and their families, said spokesperson Eric Hawkins. See, Eric makes mistakes, and you can catch it when he makes those mistakes, because he's supposed to say their volunteer president. We continue to work with local authorities in Russia, and we remain hopeful these volunteers will be allowed to leave the country soon. In the meantime, we are grateful for the many hours, blah, blah, blah. Local Russian police arrested the 2 volunteers during a meeting at a church meeting house in Novorossiysk last Friday, the church said. Huh. Interesting. Russia's state-run news agency, TASS, reported Thursday that the district court found 2 U.S. citizens guilty of violating Russia's entry and exit rules on March 2nd. The city is a port city on the Black Sea, is 930 miles south of Moscow. The young men are currently being held at a temporary reception center for foreigners in the town of waiting to be deported, according to TASS. Is about 196 miles northeast of. TASS also reported that a Russian Orthodox Church official told the news agency that Latter-day Saints are carrying out religious activities in Russia, working as English teachers. They should have closed the mission altogether and pulled the missionaries out. Anyway, Yuri Kozhokhin, a representative in Russia of the Church, told TASS that the 2 men being detained were not teachers. Nope. They were missionaries. They just talked with Russian citizens who came to see them on their own accord. Yeah, that's their story and they're sticking to it. They just talked about various topics unrelated to religion. Yeah, sort of like the, I can't remember her name. I can't remember the organization she's with. She was in the congressional hearing saying that the immigrants are not being held in cages, and then she described the cages are not like dog cages because they're bigger. Got to know one another, but they talked in English. I know this from the practices stipulated in the organization's bylaws, he told reporters, during which the judge upheld the decision to expel 1 of the 2 citizens from Russia, according to TASS. Sergei, an attorney for the 2 men, told TASS they have no complaints about the conditions of their detention. They have no complaints? They have no complaints. In Russia, everybody is happy to go to jail. It is like a dorm. It is not a cage. The bars are not a cage. It's not like a cage. It's bigger. With people in one room with double beds. Oh man. They are fed 3 times a day. Oh my God. There are no significant concerns. Talk about propaganda from the Deseret News. We've managed to give them their things. Oh, how nice. The conditions of their detention are satisfactory. The staff attitude is normal. We visit them every day, the lawyer said. The father of one of the volunteers told the Deseret News on Tuesday that the two young men were doing well. He said officials believed the volunteers were teaching English without a license. The two men said they only were conducting a regularly scheduled game night in English. Honest, Dad, we weren't smuggling drugs or weapons or prostitutes. In July 2016, Russia implemented an anti-terrorism law that included a provision banning public missionary work. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, immediately complied, but they didn't close the mission and remove their missionaries, redesignating young missionaries as volunteers and directing them to follow the law's provision that all proselyting take place in houses of worship. The U.S. State Department said Wednesday. So in other words, they were in a house, which of course the Russian mafia government bugged, and they were able to track them because, well, they're American. They track everybody who's American, especially. And once they saw them talking, they closed in and nabbed them. And of course, they can be used as hostages so that Russia can get what they want. Alright, we have no higher priority than the protection of U.S. citizens abroad. Due to privacy considerations, we do not have any information at this time, according to a State Department statement. Yeah. Yeah. And of course the Mormon boys offered their assistance. Just stay away from... Anyway. Alright. Yep. The plot thickens further.